3, 2, 1. Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tacobout It Tuesday. My name is Alexandra. I'll be your host, and I am joined today by the amazing, the ever so talented and gorgeous Jaimie.
Hi, it's me. Hello.
Hello. So, Jaimie, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Where do we start? Good Lord.
I exited my mother's womb.
I did, and I came about singing hello. Here I am. I'm old. I love performing. I've been performing basically all of my life, I'd like to say. I think my family has actual video of me as like a 3-year-old watching, oh God, The Wizard of Oz and leaning against like a shelf, me singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's pretty great.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've been kind of performing on and off forever. I have my bachelor's in musical theater from Nova Southeastern University. Very proud to have been there. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have been on this particular show have been at that school, so I know many people. And yeah, here I am today. I do a lot of different types of things. I've been dabbling a lot, so I'm currently like streaming on Twitch. I do some voiceover work, and yeah, just life is good, y'all. Life is good.
Nice. So what do you think it was for you that made you think, ooh, theater, me, perfect, you know?
I mean, besides the fact that I did perform a lot when I was a kid, in multiple shows, I think my first actual show was in kindergarten, and I was a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz, and I got to wear these cool overalls that were just striped like purple and pink. I think I'm like almost positive I still have a photo of me, which I will send you later if you wanted to put that in there after a show, all dressed up as my munchkin makeup. But yeah, I've kind of always loved performing. I've always been in that side of things. And really, I want to say I was in middle school when it actually clicked for me. I have always been a fan of Disney. And so I went to go see a show called Disney's On the Record. It was a musical review with Disney songs, and I absolutely fell in love. I love the music, the entire way that they were able to just beautifully synchronize all of the different musics, blending them together and having the way they come out. I don't know if you've ever listened to the soundtrack. It's incredible, absolutely stunning. And I was blown away. I loved how they incorporated the acting into it, and just the musicality and the story that they ended up putting behind it in terms of making the entire show flow together to have that story behind it, when there's no words in it. It's just music. And so you're still able to see how beautifully acted it is. And I get like chills thinking about it every time, because I was like, that is what set me off. That's what it's like, this is what I'm doing. Whether it's theater, whether it's performance, I have to do this. And so I was in theater throughout high school. There was a drama program in my middle school. So I was in there in middle school. I was in there in high school all 4 years. I did thespians all 4 years. Graduated, I went and got my bachelor's in musical theater, and I mean, here I am. May not be doing too much theater right now, but I'm still in performance. I'm still doing a lot of different types of stuff, and it's so like rewarding to be a part of that and know a lot of things. And I'm really appreciative for my bachelor's degree too, because it's not just a BFA, it was a bachelor's, so I get to learn a whole lot of stuff, not just performance. I got to be a stage manager. I was a stage manager for a couple shows in college. I was a lighting, or not lighting designer, but a like board operator, and for a couple professional shows with Promethean Theater. That was one of the companies that was resident of Nova Southeastern, but I think they were disbanded by the time you may have gotten there. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff that I got to do that I probably would have never been able to do had I gotten into a BFA program. So it was really, really cool.
Yeah, your binder ended up being passed down to me when I was stage managing. It said
Really?
Jaimie like all over it. And Dan
Oh my
handed
God.
it over to me and he was like, I'm giving you this binder. I go, who's Jaimie?
That's
He's like a
incredible.
very nice person.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was like a dark green one. I might still have a script in it.
Was that like my cabaret stage book?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't remember. There was like other things scribbled on it.
Oh my God. That
Yeah.
makes me so happy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, who's the ghost of Jaimie? That's why is her name on
It's me. What's up?
What's up? Oh wow. So you've had experience in the technical side and the production side and the stage side. So like,
Yes.
you know, the performance side. So
Mhm.
Having both experiences, how do you think it's changed your perspective of the process?
I would say it's very intuitive. You're able to learn a lot of different things, especially as an actor. I feel like if you have been on the technical side, you know how much work is put into it. You know how much time is put into it. So you end up treating the workers and your coworkers and colleagues that are on the technical side, you treat them a lot better because you know what's happening, you know what's going on, you know how much time they're also putting in. They may not be in rehearsals, but they're there after rehearsals for hours on end trying to fix your lights, build your set, things like that. And I feel like there's just more of an appreciation of the process with that. As well as just like being able to do stuff. Like I would always offer like, hey, you guys doing anything? You guys building stuff? You need any hands? I've been on my like stage crew. I've done a lot of things. Like I used to do stuff for Miniachi as well. I used to be an independent contractor for them to run their to run their soundboard or be a stagehand or be a spotlight operator. So there's a lot of things I was able to learn and then put that into like a professional aspect and be paid for it. I was like, it's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun being able to say like, yeah, I can build that on my own. Like, you know, the walls here, and Joke and I put those up. And that was like a big thing of like, yeah, I used a circular saw. What do you want? What do you want?
Don't you worry, I got that. I'll get that jigsaw for you.
Right?
I'll use that table saw.
So what's your favorite tool?
Oh God, my favorite tool. Oh God, and I'm not going to be able to, I think it was the circular saw, the one that like, you go down.
Yeah.
It's not, that's the one.
I like that one.
I use that a lot because I did a independent class for some credits with Dan actually. And I had to make a few paintings and then I had to build something all by myself. So I built a mini TARDIS, which was in his office for a very long time.
Yes, it was.
And I think it was like stuffed inside the bigger TARDIS. But yeah, I built that for my college credits when I was in my last year of college.
Cool. Yes. Mine is the angle grinder because it makes sparkles. So
it makes sparkles. Yes.
So it's always, is that nail sticking through? I'll get it.
That was also really fun to do because I know at one point, I don't know if you ever did it with you, but I was able to learn how to weld, and that was super great.
Yeah, I wanted to, but Dan was always like, you know, doing 20 other things. So I was like, one of these days, and then I never got to learn. I did make it all 4 years. I made it all 4 years without having to hang lights on the genie. I don't know how.
Ooh, girl. That was like the scariest moments of my life being in the genie.
I volunteered to push it. I was like, I'll push it. I'll get like my weights in for the day, you know, I'll do that. I avoided it like the plague. I was like, no, I'll push because no one liked pushing it. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll sacrifice my body for that. I'm not going up there. But
it's terrifying. It is. I am not one that is afraid of heights, but it was very scary. Right? Yeah.
I think it's because it wobbles. So like for those of you that don't know what a genie is, it's just a lift. So you see a lift and people going up to hang things, and that's how we would hang all the lights and sometimes swag fabric hanging down from the grid or something.
And the lights are heavy. They're heavy. And so you're also trying to like balance as well as holding these things up. And you're like, I don't know.
And when you go up in the genie, it's about 20 to 25 feet high. So you're going all the way up there and someone has to push you. And when someone pushes you on that genie, you wobble very much. It's very scary. So I have avoided it. And the weird thing is I could hang off the catwalk and hang lights. Like I was fine with that. I think it was that like waving motion. They put me up there and I was like 6 feet up and I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna go down. I'm just gonna go down for now. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
The fun things of doing technical theater.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have that like under your belt, but still scary.
It's so scary, yeah. So what would you say within your artistic training is one of your favorite exercises to do to either prep for a show, prep for your voice acting, prep for your Twitch, prep for anything?
I always do vocal warm-ups. And so things like like just literally going as weirdly possible as can be. And I've always liked doing those types of things because I feel like I make the weirdest faces. So I'm like, whoa! Like, but I just like go ham. So that way I'm trying to like work up all my muscles, and that's always been really fun for me.
No, because that helps so much. That's so true. I mean, even because I'm not a singer. So you've heard me. And
that's true. You're lying, but go on.
I'm not a singer. But you know, even when before we did Hamlet for the 10-year anniversary at Nova. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's just a speaking role. I was just Horatio. So I'm in back and then it's me back there listening to music and just like making weird faces while I'm listening to the music. And then I was like, this is what I need right now.
That's perfect, honestly.
So I understand the weirdness of it. It's so strange because theater people are weird. Because I've talked a lot on here about how we're kind of like hippy dippy free love, because it's true. It's a very loving environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're very expressive and we're very accepting. So like I would just be in a corner, like moving my body, making sure I was loose, like about to go on stage. And everyone's like, yeah, let's get on the train.
Yeah.
How crazy you have to get to be so calm on stage.
Well, yeah, especially for like the serious roles too. So like my last show in college was Trojan Women. Oh. And I of course, I'm going to blank on the actual character's name now because it's literally been 7 years since I graduated college. But yeah, like that was a very serious role to where like I was crying on stage. I was in a serious, and to mentally put myself into that situation, it's very hard. So I had to make sure that I was also very upbeat a little bit so that way I wouldn't go into a complete depression in and after the show.
Yeah.
So there's a couple I have, and I'll send you these photos as well. I have a couple of photos of me like backstage with the baby that in the show gets like thrown off a cliff. Yeah. And I'm just like birthing the baby and like having a lot of fun backstage so that I'm not completely depressed, because in that show, there were a few times even in I would say even in rehearsal that I was like, I got to a low point and I was like, I need to take a break because this is a very in-depth, serious part and it's actually affecting me. So I'm like, I'll be back, y'all. Give me 10 minutes. So yeah, I'd be like trying to do really, really silly things backstage to make sure that I was at least happy and not wanting to like go cry in a corner. Yeah. No, I get it. We did a show Marisol while at Nova, and that one is it's very alternative. It was from a screenwriter, not a playwright. Mm-hmm. So it was very obscure. And I was Woman in Furs, and Woman in Furs was beaten bloody and then had to walk on stage, and she doesn't trust anyone. And eventually she tries to kill the main character. So in preparation for that, Margaret was the director. Mm-hmm. And she would always say, you know, you just have to picture yourself in that high society and also try to find the humor in it a little bit, because she's a little quirky.
But the visual of her is so disturbing. so like I would have these pearls. Dan would always go, I think you're getting bloodier every night. And I go, yeah, I am.
Oh my God.
But I would have these pearls. And then at the end of the night, when I would take them off, they would like stick to my skin from all the blood.
Oh man.
And after I would deliver the speech, because she talks about how she was beaten and left for dead and everything, I would feel myself like quaking on stage, and I was like, you're shizzing it together, Alexandra. And then the only thing I think that would like snap me out of it was the fact that every time I would go back there, they had me in these like skinny cat heels, these lime green ones, which I thought were amazing. And I would have to walk backstage, but I couldn't see anything when I would walk backstage. So I would laugh every single night, because every single night I would have to be like, can someone help me?
Hello, I need to get this way and I can't get there.
Get down. My eyes are still adjusting.
Oh, that's so funny.
That was for me, because it's true. You know, you get into that, which is actually, I know I didn't ask you on the list of questions, but, you know, getting into those roles and having to not truly become the character, but to embody them and portray them to the best of your ability, other than, you know, being silly and getting your kind of your head out of it. What do you think is a way that you ground yourself, especially during rehearsals? Because when you're discovering these characters, it gets really intense sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you feel that you ground yourself from becoming that person, you know?
I mean, it's very hard. There's no other way to say it. I would have to tell myself a lot and just remind myself, this isn't real. This is not real. You are not this person, even though you have to pretend to be.
Right.
There's no other way for me to really think about it. Otherwise, I feel that I don't completely embrace the character, because I do want to embrace the character. I do want to bring that out. I had a couple, I also did doubt when I was in college. And there was a scene in there specifically that it was really hard for me to get out of it at times, because to get myself into it, I basically put myself down. I was like, you are terrible. You are the worst person. You are not pretty. You are not this. You are like, in order for me to get into that mindset, like you are not. And then I would have to get out of that and be like, you're not this character. Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. This is fake. Remember that this is fake. And I mean, that's really all I could do otherwise.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose the character either.
Right. And when you do roles, there's something called as if that Uta Hagen talks about a lot. And I would create the as if, and I would try to say, okay, I have to think of, you know, when I have a disagreement with my sister, and get myself in that headspace. So the anger is there. Yeah. And then the depression of it needs to be there as well. So what do I say to myself that I don't like about myself personally? Then I put that into the mix of it. But yeah, getting into the minds of these characters, no matter how incredibly insane they are, or how passionate or how depressing they are. I do find that it's crazy that some people think, now it works for some actors if it's done right, but that some people think that you actually have to become these people, which is not always the healthiest option, unless if you have help, you know, a lot of like Robert Downey
you have
Jr.
or a support system or something. Right. Absolutely.
Right. So like Robert Downey Jr., his wife bought him a house. So that 2 weeks before he starts his roles, he's living there, and she's like, I don't have to deal with you.
Yeah.
And you know, she watches him, and like, you know, he has that support. But you know, there have been some other actors that tragically have not been successful in doing that. And then you've got the actors who have been award winning for years and going, it's just acting. Remember, just acting.
And that's where I've always come from. I know that method acting is a thing. I have never enjoyed method acting. I don't think it's healthy. But I mean, to each his own. I can't stop other people from doing it. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Some people it works. I can't do it. I have to be like, I am this person. I and that is acting. Like that's it.
Yeah, I think what Bill showed us in Voice and Movement when we were doing the archetypes was that when you get out of your archetype, how to get out of it. And I was like, oh, it just makes so much sense. So he did the energy bursts, and then he goes, and then you're going to take your mask off and you're going to put it on a shelf.
Yep. And you're going to, and you can come back to that.
Right.
But you're going to leave it here and you're not going to take it with you.
Right. Right. So I thought that was a great way to kind of picture it. So like I use that a lot with my students is the glass mask, you know, you guys, it's still your face, but you're going to put someone else on for a second and then you're going to take them off and they're going to be gone after you're done.
Right.
Jaimie, fun question. If I was like looking across the street and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's that girl. Wow. Look at her. And I didn't know you at all. What is something that people cannot tell just by looking at you? Like a fun fact or a weird fact or just a fact?
I mean, I wear a lot of anime shirts, so I'm pretty sure everyone knows that I love anime. But I can also burp on command. I don't know if that's like...
Oh, wow. That's a good one. That's a talent.
Thank you.
Not everyone can do that. Which is weird to me because I can as well. So
it's funny. I was auditioning for a show and I actually had it on my resume and they were like, can you really do this? And I was like, yes, would you like to see it? And I got the part. So
I'm telling you, I think that's something that everyone needs to learn. Put the weirdest skills that you have.
Yeah, 100%.
On your skill list.
I can also say the ABCs backwards.
I can't do that. I have tried so hard to accomplish that.
So the way that I learned it is because I had a choral teacher in high school who would do our vocal warm-ups singing the ABCs backwards. And that's how I learned how to do it. So it would be ZYXWVUGSRQPONMLKJIHGFEDCBA. And that was it.
I need to learn these ways. What do you think would be something you think that people who don't do theater, who are not familiar with the arts in general, what is something you think people should know about it? Whether it's your own little PSA about it or just the way you see it from the outside, you know?
I mean, there's a lot that you can learn from theater. It's not just acting. It's not just being on stage or being in film and having fun. There's a lot of like things that you can actually learn from it. Public speaking, handling like anxiety and like nervous and stuff like that. I mean, if you put on an act, I could be on stage and I'm nervous as all hell, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to like be that role still. You can basically, it teaches you to just put on a face and pretend, like the whole saying, fake it till you make it. That's acting. There's a lot of real life skills that you learn from just being in theater, whether it be time management was a huge one in high school. I had a director, his name was Mr. Zembuk. A lot of people know him from South Plantation High School was the high school I graduated from. And it was a very well-known high school back when I went because of our theater program. A lot of our shows in ASL for the deaf and hard of hearing. Yeah. So I learned a lot of ASL doing shows. I learned a lot of time management because we would get penalized being late to the point where it like almost like gave me anxiety being late to anything. I am always on time to things. Always, no matter what it is, like a party, I'll be on time. I won't be that.
I'll be early to parties.
Yeah.
Because I get so anxious.
The whole 5 minutes early is on time is late, and then late is like get the heck out. That's something I was like drilled into in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many life skills that you just learn from theater, and I think everybody should be able to learn something from either taking a theater class or literally anything. You could take a dramaturgy class and you can learn how to read an entire book or an entire play and how to analyze it and where it comes from and just a lot of different things.
Yeah, definitely. Theater theater and the arts is definitely something that you can try out any aspect of it and take away something.
Yeah.
No matter how small. I mean, it's crazy to see how many people do get involved in it that you would not think would get involved in it at all.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of people think it's just acting and being on stage, but I'm like, there's so much more that goes into it. There's so much more, so much time, so much effort that people put in. It's not just memorization. Memorization is another thing. Like, you memorize lines. I was a bartender. I memorized all my drinks. I memorized all the like food that I would be serving at the bars. Like, it can go into any aspect of life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 95% work, 5% fun, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But obsessed with it, we are.
Yay! Yes, we are.
I would like for you now for this last part to tell me anything and everything you are working on so that people can keep up with you after they watch this.
Sure. First and foremost, I stream a lot on Twitch right now. So I have like a weekly schedule that I put up on Mondays. So if you're into video games and things like that, I do stream on Twitch for that. I am also doing some voiceover work, a few fan dubs for like Persona 5. I just got cast for a audio drama for Sweeney Todd. So I'm going to be playing Mrs. Lovett in that, which is going to be really cool. I also just got my first like paid gig, which I'm super excited about. I can't really talk too much about it because I actually do have to sign an NDA for it. So yeah. But it's going to be a video game, and hopefully whenever I get more information about like that and when I can actually release that information, I will 100% let you know. But yeah, other than that, it's just me hanging out with people online, playing games, and doing my best to continue in the voice acting world, because that's ultimately what I'm trying to pursue right now. So
nice. Yes,
Yay.
Everything that Jaimie has just said will also be linked down below on our YouTube. So it's going to be all there for you lovelies to click on.
Yay.
I want to say thank you so much, Jaimie, for joining us today. You coming here is a big help to us. So thank you so much for joining us for talking.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast. I'm super excited I got to be here.
Oh, yay. So thank you, you beautiful creatures, for sticking with us until the end of the video. I hope that you have an amazing and wonderful rest of your week. Don't forget that This Is Improv offers virtual classes, so you can go to www.thisisimprov.com and sign up today for improv online, private classes, writing, and corporate team building. We also have a podcast called This Is Legends of Yesterday, where we talk about histories, mysteries, and ghost stories of Florida. So if you have any strange, weird, or fun facts about Florida and you want to share it with us, you can email us at info@thisisimprov.com, which will also be linked down below. And you can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. I hope you have an amazing Taco Tuesday. Eat some tacos. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Yes, Taco Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alexandra.
And I'm Angelica.
And this is
Legends of Yesterday,
where we talk about histories, mysteries, and ghost stories of South Florida.
And well, the only she's trapped there. So it's like a purgatory, kind of hell.
What is around us then? It's really made Davie such a special place.